Yeah, we've had our Leeds Rhinos Women's Academy launch night, so we've welcomed our existing players who we've retained for the next season in 2023 from our under-19s and our under-16s, and we've also welcomed the new players for the under-16s programme and those who successfully trialled on our women's trials past couple of weekends. You just know that you're so well supported, and to have Gary's backing and for all the players that are here to realise that the CEO of the club is here and them being here is important to him is absolutely massive and outstanding. I'm sure that just made them feel even more welcome on top of being in Howard Street and going down to the stadium and having a look around the tunnel and the changing rooms. And then having John, he's so good at his job, and seeing how the boys' academy and the women's academy runs alongside each other, and the staff within that team. John has won, but Chev Walker, Mark Butterell, Simon Bell are a massive support to me as a member of the women's programme. We learn a lot from them, and they're great mentors and people to have around, and I know that the women's academy players and coaches also feel that support and value it too.
You've brought the under-16s and the under-19s tonight. Can you just tell us a little bit about the different approaches for those two age groups?
Yeah, so the under-16s academy, there's no games. It's all a training programme. It's around introducing them to strength and conditioning, help educate them around nutrition, and it's all about their core skill on the field. So they train every other week. The under-19s differ slightly, so that's a programme that gives them an opportunity to play at the next level from their community club. They train every week with us, and it's great for them to combine that alongside the community club commitments, and we're incredibly supportive of that, and it's the next stepping stone to get them ready for if they're performing well enough and showing all the right attributes on the field and off the field to step into our Leeds Rhinos women's environment. And that's something that we're so proud of, looking at the amount of academy graduates we've got in our women's first team. We've said tonight we've had 12 players who've been either involved in our foundation pathway or our Leeds Rhinos women's academy who are in our current women's first team squad, so it's just absolutely massive. This is the bloodline of our club, and we just want to make it the best support network that they can have to make the jump to the next platform.
Talking about those girls who progressed into the academy, from the academy into the first team, when you set this up, that must have been your dream, and even not just to progress into the women's team. We look at the England squad. You've got players from our academy who are now representing England.
Yeah,
you're so proud.
It is. I am so proud, and that highlights reel, I watched it with Ellis earlier when it first got sent through by John, the sports analyst, and I had a little tear in my eye because it's amazing their journeys that they've been on, and they'd have 100% done it on their own. But we're so proud at Leeds Rhinos that we're part of that. Matty Buller, Laura Wilson, Ellis, Rich Casey, all part of their journey in making the next level, and we're just incredibly proud of them. And yeah, it is so good to see them move from school to club, and then from club to academy and through to our women's team. And special that we've got the likes of Zoe Hornby, who's from Whitley Bay. Like, we've got a couple of girls in the room tonight. Like, the pathway is for anyone who wants to aim high and achieve. And when you can see on the BBC this Wednesday night the likes of Zoe, Caitlin, Fran, Kira, I'm going to miss someone and I'm going to get a text and get abused for this, but yeah, it's just so good that they are part of our system, and we're so proud of them all. Sophie Nuttall, who's got up, she might not be the name who comes to everyone's mouth straight away like Caitlin, because she doesn't get all the tries, but I think we've just watched the highlight reel and recognised she's a massive part of Leeds Rhinos Women. She tackles way harder than you'd expect her to. She'll put her body on the line for her teammates, and she's a massive part of our squad. But she came as a young player from West Leeds Eagles. At that time, she were combining between two clubs, West Leeds and Hunslet, and Stanley, I think, because there weren't enough numbers at her age group. She's progressed through. She started with the academy in 2018, and since then has gone on to be a part of all the games that we've won trophies in. And I think that she's mentioned it tonight, having that strength and conditioning support and the coaches to support and develop her is absolutely massive. Lucy Murray is another one. First coached her at Corpus Christi. I think she's probably in about year 8, which is making me feel a little bit old now, but coached her at Corpus Christi. She went on to play at South Leeds Spartans and East Leeds, and then moved through the academy system, came to trials. We snapped her up because she's an outstanding player, but she's still at the minute going to be a much better player because of the support the Leeds Rhinos Women's First Team programme offers. She's got a relatively young rugby age and gym age, but she's a great athlete and one that we're really looking forward to supporting to be better. She's got an England Knights call up this year as well, so the future's bright, and I think that having somewhere for the girls to go alongside the community club really complements the able to play with the mates, mates, have fun and enjoy it with their outstanding coaches at the community club, but then take it to the next level and have the education around strength and conditioning, nutrition, sports psychology, and push the game to the next level and get some competitive opportunities with the 19s Academy and strive to play for Leeds Rhinos Women one day.
I think being part of the academy really opened up opportunities and gave us access to things that we never had at community level, so things like physio, S&C, being able to use a gym, training more frequently. Really good to see like the talent coming through and the development of the girls, and like a lot of these girls will play at a higher standard than I ever did at community level, so it's really good to see. Like the women's game's growing massively, and it's just good to see like all the different talent pathways that the girls can be a part of, and it's really good to see them develop, and you know, hopefully I'll be playing alongside some of them in the near future.
Just finally, let's talk about that World Cup and the legacy of what you think in your role as a Leeds Rhinos head coach, and also your role at Leeds Rhinos Foundation, how you think this is going to impact on the future of the women's game.
Well, I think anyone who was at the opening game last Tuesday will have been absolutely pinching themselves. I had goosebumps. It sent shivers down my spine just seeing all those young kids in the crowd. It was a credit to Leeds Rhinos Foundation and the World Cup. How many bums they got on seats that day. It was, you know, one of the best moments I've been involved with in women's rugby. Having the coverage from BBC Sport, the stadium packed out, the amount of women playing the game and quality athletes, it was absolutely outstanding, and to see 7 of Leeds Rhinos women represented in that is something that we're incredibly proud of. But I think any game you've been at, you can see the young girls watching the stands, getting the opportunity to watch at home on BBC, seeing the Women of Steel documentary. Everyone's doing a great job in raising the profile and promoting the game, and as everyone says, if you see it, you can be it, and I really, really hope a lot more girls pick up the ball and take part in Rugby League on back of the World Cup.